Hey yo, what is up? 274A is on sale now. The medium tank space in tier 8s are really crowded. This is a 320 alpha damage gun on a platform that has CS52 competing in it. You've got the Lancer C, you've got the AP AMX 30 prototype, which is 300 damage, 20 less damage, but around the same average damage. This tank has got really terrible gun depression, only 6 degrees, and you have this really slow aiming gun, 2.59 seconds. All the other guns in this space, shoot in 2.2, 2.4 seconds. Couple that with the dispersion of 0.36, this makes the gun handling pretty mediocre. Now this tank also has pretty terrible horsepower. It only has 690 horsepower, of course around the same horsepower as the AMX AP30 and the Lancer C as well, but those other tanks have incredible power to weight ratio, 24, 28 power to weight ratio, really high power to weight ratio. This tank only has 17.26 power to weight ratio, and the top speed only 58 kilometers an hour, and it's really difficult to get to 58 kilometers an hour without any kind of help. So I use turbo in this tank, vertical stabilizers, and a rammer. And now in other occasions I've also tried this tank without a gun rammer and run the improved aim instead. So turbo, vertical stabilizer, and improved aim. The accuracy improved a lot, the gun handling improved a lot, but it takes off nearly 1 second of reload time if you don't put in a gun rammer. So it's really difficult for me to play this without a kind of gun rammer. I did have field modifications on this tank, so I did try it out with improved aim instead of the gun rammer, but I think overall the turbo, vertical stabilizer, and rammer is the one you want to go with. This tank does not play like a medium tank at all. You can see how slow and cumbersome it is, but it does make up for it in the armor department. It has 220 millimeters of frontal turret armor, which is a lot higher than the other medium tanks in this space. For instance, the CS52 only has 190 millimeters of frontal armor. The AMX AP30 only has 150 frontal turret armor, so 220 turret armor on this tank is pretty good, but you can't use that turret armor a lot because it only has 6 degrees of gun depression. So the main weakness of this tank is the gun depression, only 6 degrees, which means it's very difficult for you to work that turret armor in a lot of spaces. It's really difficult, and coupled with that slow aim time and the pretty dismal gun dispersion, it makes this gun firing pretty difficult and hard to work with. But in situations like this where you can side scrape a little, where your enemies are like 10 feet in front of you, this is when you can make it work. This is when this tank can shine. So in essence, you are playing this tank like a mobile heavy, a fast heavy is how I would describe playing this tank. You can't play this like a traditional medium tank, not like a CS52, not like a T44-100 where you flex around the map and shoot your enemies, because this thing, when you shoot at medium to long distances, you are not guaranteed to hit anything. You're gonna see me, I'm very lucky here because these guys are presenting me with all their weak spots, the side of their turrets, their lower plates, and they're not very far away. They're like 50 feet away, 10 feet away, no problem hitting them. But as soon as you see me try to shoot this CS52 LIS to finish him off, look at how long I need to take for the gun to go down, the accuracy to, the dispersion to get down to its best accuracy, and before I could pull the trigger, that tank is already dead. Now I'm going to try and shoot the SU-130 PM here. I am not fully aimed, but I had to pull the trigger before others killed him, and I missed that shot. This one as well, he's right in front of me and I can't even shoot him, but I did shoot the dirt. So I lost 2-3 shots there just because I couldn't aim in time, just because of that 2.59 seconds aim time and that 0.36 dispersion, plus that pretty weak moving dispersion of a 0.20. Now remember, the other tanks that are in this space, they have moving dispersions of 0.14 on the CS52, on the AP prototype 0.16, on the Lanson C 0.18. This tank stock moving dispersions 0.20. You have to run a vertical stabilizer, which means you have to run vertical stabilizer, you have to run turbo, and you have to run a gun rammer to make this tank to be even slightly competitive. This game is not indicative of how this tank performs all the time, but it gives you an idea of quite a bit of a struggle playing this tank to try to get the best out of it. Very quick game, did manage to pen 9 out of the 10 shots that I landed out of 16 shots that I fired. Not a bad game, but overall I think there are a lot more better tanks in this space which I would go for, like the CS, the AP prototype T44-100. The next tank tomorrow or day after is going to be the Centurion RACC. Stick around for it. I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.